Welcome to Let's Play Rule the Waves 3 as Germany, starting in 1935. It's January 1968, and this is episode 125. 125, wow. Thank you for following all this time. Let's zip right back into part 2 of this battle. It seems to me that there are two worrisome groups. There's a couple of reports over here. We haven't had one for a while. There's one clustered around here. Yeah, there are these odds and sods, which also could be. That could be a much larger circle. I think this is all one. I don't think there's like three. We've got, obviously, there's this third one over here, which is the nearly destroyed surface action group of the US Navy. And we are currently just going through and mashing all of that up, and that's fine. The trouble is this bunch in the south. I think this bunch in the south is A, a large carrier force, and B, contains a lot of missiles, and a lot of missiles that are in range of my carriers. So I want my carriers to, well, actually probably to go back. I mean, they could just go opposite to increase this distance, which at the moment isn't a huge amount, like 60, 70 miles. So either one of these two directions is good. Of course, there's a slight wrinkle in that, which is the wind is from the southeast, meaning to launch aeroplanes, you have to head in that direction. Now, good news, I have to head in that direction, but also they have to head in that direction. So that at least keeps us parallel. But yeah, I would like this not to be so. I don't need to be so close. I need to get some extra space. This is too close. I mean, it's one thing to be hit by an airstrike, but I'd be unforgivable to be hit by one of my carriers, to be hit by missiles. And one of the downsides of having super carriers is it's super damaging if one gets damaged, or worse, God forbid, sunk. Now, I did think, well, if I want them to go in any of these kinds of directions, then perhaps I could distract this group and send the battlecruisers down to at least distract them. And I thought, that's probably not such a bright idea. We don't have any missiles, we don't have any planes, and our guns are only short range, 30,000 yards or less. And that would mean this group would be able to pelt us with missiles as we approached, and we could have nothing to offer them back. Well, that doesn't sound great. So I think these guys probably just need to finish up just this bit here and then circle our way and head back too. It would be lovely to crush these, and perhaps if we stay out long enough, that could become a thing. But just for now, protect the carriers. Don't unnecessarily risk the battlecruisers who've done a sterling piece of work. Get some operational distance to make sure that we are outside of the missile range of this lot. So that's my thinking. That's my plan. Let's see how well we achieve that. So here's the carriers. I've ordered Ellie and Manfred, and Otto is attached to Manfred. I've ordered them north. I've also taken Stuttgart, Prince Eugen and Lutzow, who have their surface-to-surface missiles still unlaunched, along with its destroyer screen, who mainly has its surface missiles unlaunched. And I'm going to send them southeast in order to, A, obviously launch some missiles, and B, be a target soak for any missiles that attempt to come our way. And yeah, I salute you already, brave ships, but I really want to take the carriers out of harm's way, and I can only apologize for allowing that to have happened. The other thing I've done is there were just a couple of jet attack squadrons that were ready to launch. I've done something I've done before. I've stood them down so that they get taken off the flight deck so they don't become fire magnets in case there is some sort of unfortunate series of events. Okay, I've just organized the battlecruiser force. So over here, these are all ships that are damaged. The returning Paderborn, Emden, Gneisenau, Kur, Scheer, Königsberg. It's quite a long list, sadly, and a couple of destroyers to boot. We have the Kiel, which is slightly damaged, but it has reloaded its missiles. So I'm just heading that south just to be useful. We've got the Nuremberg trying to catch up with Hipper. We have the battlecruisers themselves, which are just sorting out this little lot of stuff. So let's carry on and push it forward 5 minutes. Still being able to let loose a missile or two. Let's just say yes to survivors. Yep, whoops, but the Königsberg's gone. So that's a destroyer and a cruiser, both lost so far. We've resumed fire on the Franklins at about 3%. We have between 81 and 86% of our ammo remaining. Oddly, the Reichsgraf, as Tail End Charlie, has used more ammo than the Graf Spee as the lead ship, which is very unusual. We are approximately 16,500 yards from another missile. Seems probably all a bit unnecessary. Enemy aircraft approaching Flug 1. So I'm going to have to dot in between sorting out these boys and dealing with the carriers, particularly, obviously, trying to encourage the carriers to keep on sailing away. And as you see, I told the carriers to go north, and of course, they want to go southeast. Well done, people. So let's just push that on a little bit. Yep, still ignoring the whole go in the direction I told you kind of a way. So several 15-inch hits on Franklin's, plus the Hipper has hit the Raleigh. A missile's hit a Franklin. As I say, that's all probably quite unnecessary. Let's just see if I can encourage any of these carriers to turn any direction whatsoever. I think they're avoiding missiles. Yeah, look, Otto is avoiding incoming. Yeah, this is exactly why I need them to go in a different direction. There's also an air attack against the Graf Spee and stuff with lots of SAMs going up. Let's just see if any of this. Let's trust that they don't actually manage to collide. See, they're still very much, very much not heading north. Really frustrating. I mean, no pilot wants to put their mothership in any kind of danger. Anyhow, back over here, least we ignore it. I see that's sinking. We don't have to shoot at that. There's this little destroyer. There's this one. So we probably should change targets to this one. Also, all three of them absolutely don't need to fire at one. Okay, let's go check the carriers. Okay, so now they have turned north. No, they haven't turned north. I'm just going to have to. So somebody said they're ready. I thought I told everybody to stand down. God damn it. They're all unready. They're all unready. I mean, yeah, obviously, I trust that the various bits of cap are still being launched, but still. Grief. Such things are sent to Triads. Unbelievable! I mean, Otto's going south again, as ever, and another air formation is ready. I mean, perhaps I should have just launched the buggers and got rid of them. Franklin and stuff. So, over here, we do have the Stuttgart and some destroyers. Don't know where the Stuttgart, Prinz Eugen, and Lutzow are. Where are you? Oh, Lutzow's over there. Prinz Eugen. All right, so they're opening up a very wide formation. Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to check the battle cruiser. Probably time for the battle cruisers to turn. The Hipper, interestingly, isn't even bothering with any of this lot. So, probably cut through them as well. There we go. And again. Back to the carriers. Of course, Manfred has decided to go south. So, I mean, this is all bullying the Surface Strike group. We've got a pile of SAMs going in, lots of caps going in, which is all fine. I'm just going to micromanage these carriers for a little while, just see if I can get any kind of sense in which they'll go north and stay going north. Lutzow missiles incoming. Carriers are flying a bit of cap. Well, okay, that is absolutely fine. You do that. Graf Spee takes a pile of hits from the Barney here, which, I mean, they're only 5-inch guns, so presumably they're not going to do very much. Actually, it's taken quite a lot of damage. What the heck? 10 medium hits. What the heck's going on? Oh, okay. 5-inch gun, missile mount hit, missile explodes, fire started. Missile explodes? I suppose it could be a SAM missile rather than a surface missile. Anyhow, that's not very helpful, is it? Okay, let's get all of that turning. Wow, everybody, they're still going north. Amazing. Barney batters with 6 more hits against the Graf Spee. Now, the slight thing I have about this, I mean, it causes a little bit more damage, but it's like, excuse me, shoot. Not at that. Let's shoot at Barney, shall we? That's much better. Right, back to the carriers. Just want to check on the status of my cruisers and what have you. Yeah, they've still got missiles. Fire at will is still enacted, and the destroyers, they've fired off most of their missiles. So I might need to get them to turn in 5 minutes or so. Right, let's push this one on. I mean, you know, we salute the Barney and its brave ways. Everyone seems to be doing in for the Crown and Shields, when actually it's doing bugger and all. And back to the carriers. Okay, the destroyers have all loosed off their missiles, so time to turn them back. And here, Stettin's done its, but the other two haven't done it. So I'm going to close up the formation because Prince Eugen and Lutzow are not being very helpful. I'm going to slow it down in order to give the Lutzow and Prince Eugen time to do their thing. Obviously, the carriers thought it would be a good idea to go north. Let's see if we can encourage them in other respects. Still somebody coming close to the Prince Eugen. Luckily, Cap are all over them. Okay, this is more what I want to see. Also, München and the Graf Stauffenberg are hitting back at the Barney. About bloody time too. Cheeky chuff, as my Yorkshire wife would say. So let's see what's going on here. Let's see who's moving. Couple moving over here. Barney sort of moving a bit. Hipper's going after the Raleigh. That's fine. Barney seems to be going round in circles. Franklin's not moving. That's fine. So I think it's time to send the battle cruisers home. Might just clean up a little bit with the Hipper and friends. The Mainz over here. Actually, only the Stettin has some missiles left. And they're a long way from the nearest. So I think I'm going to send them back too. We'll just carry on with these just to provide a few tempting targets, these cruisers, whilst the carriers continue their sort of retreat. Yep, walloping the Barney. You don't go round taking on a battlecruiser without consequences, Barney. We've got some planes launching missiles at the Blucher. So Blucher is down here. Oddly enough, not part of the screening force, Lutzow, Prince Eugen and Stuttgart. So, yeah, we're still in an active missile zone. And we still want to see these beautiful ships come out of missile harm's way. Some planes trying to have a go at the Scharnhorst. Barney getting its just desserts. I mean, it's a bit unfair, I know, but hey, what the heck. 3 missiles launched at Scharnhorst. 2 aircraft out of the 3 shot down. Let's just go check on the battle cruisers. So the Nashville, the Franklins have gone. The Nashville isn't moving. So actually we can tell Hipper, which has still got plenty of ammo, to go and get that Raleigh. There we go. 13,000 yards. That seems pretty good. Still ships trying to hit. I'm going to bring the speed down to 20. I don't know, call it 25 for the battle cruisers. No need to go that slow. Probably 25 for the Mainz and friends. I think we can probably leave the Barney alone now. I'm just saying. Let's go to the cruisers. They've still got their missiles. I'm going to slow the Stuttgart. Prince Eugen and Lutzow are closing in. Ellie's decided going south is an idea, as has Manfred. That's a no-no. Okay, some planes from Halifax. Yeah, good. Good to see planes from Halifax taking a bit of responsibility for all of this stuff. Planes approaching the Scharnhorst, which are intercepted by the cap. Barney continues to receive its annoyance at the rest of the fleet. Hipper is firing at 15,000 yards. I think we can just bring that in. Actually, let's just see what it's... 2.6. Yeah, we can bring that in a little bit. Let's just see what its hit rate is being determined by. Firing ship is a bit damaged. Is it? Under fire, loose formation, targets evading. Yeah, so it's just trying not to get hit. If we look at the range data, oh, we're good. We're good out to 21,000. So yeah, we don't have to close on the Raleigh. Oh yeah, we've taken some damage. What have we taken damage from? Oh, a heavy missile. Is that recently? Yeah, recently. Anyhow, seems to have all stopped. Raleigh trying to escape a bit. Yes. I think since Barney's had the decency to sink, we can give it the courtesy of missiles still in the cruisers. Give it the courtesy of rescuing some of the understandably brave crew. How are these people doing? They're fine. I'm just going to send them to the north. I see Manfred's decided to head south. Nope. Where's Otto? Oh, Otto's here. They still want to head north. Let's try and encourage them. Sorry, south. Gneisenauer's more than 50% damage. I don't think Gneisenauer's going to make it. There's Gneisenauer. I think I stopped it. Yeah, I stopped it completely. Still 16 flooding. Yeah. So bad times on the brave old Gneisenau. Otto still turning despite its orders not to turn, and starting to turn back. I can't believe they're still shooting at Barney whilst trying to rescue survivors. Otto wants to turn. Let's turn it back. Enemy aircraft approaching. 10 friendly cap. Pounce on 5 jet attacks. That's the kind of odds I want to see. Nashville hit by a torpedo. Well, how very old-fashioned. That's over here. So here's the Nashville, and some of these destroyers obviously did the doing. How are we doing with Hipper? Let me just check Hipper's profile. So yeah, it's got forward-facing guns, so that's fine. We've got no missiles. No. So just continuing to go man on man with the Raleigh on a 5% hit chance. So that should be pretty good. Meanwhile, back here, of course, Manfred's decided to go into the wind. Ellie hasn't. Oh, Ellie has. You just have to watch these like an absolute hawk. 4 friendly caps, intercept 4 jet attacks. That's not the kind of odds I like to see. Hipper is 15% ammunition. Yeah, sure. Every little bit of victory. Yep. Helps, surely. Plus, you know, just the humanity of it. Z62. So, you see, we're still not out of danger. Z62 here, just hit by a missile. 64% damage, the old one-hit wonder. 48 flotation. So, yeah, probably going to be in a sinking condition. How are the cruisers doing? They've still got their missiles. Weirdly, I've set speed to 20, and I've set it to 20 quite a while ago, and they're all going really, really slowly. So let's just push that up to, say, 25 or something. Hipper and Raleigh. Straddling, but not hitting. Straddling again, not hitting. Come on. I mean, that's pretty poor. At 5%, 3 straddles in a row should be enough. And of course, Manfred started to turn. Ellie hasn't. Unusually. Famous last words. More planes getting in the way. I'm going to say no to that. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, 10 cap getting in the way. Yes, yes, much prefer that. Okay, what's going on over here? 5%, and we're still not hitting. That is weird. I mean, we are at 12,000 yards as well. That should be an easy hit. I don't understand what is going on there. Hit shot after shot after shot. We're not like thingied or anything. 45% ammo. All the guns are firing. There's nothing about massive damage to anything. I mean, I know it's evading and things, but, you know. Okay, 4% chance, but still. So let's curl it in a bit. More aircraft approaching the carriers. So finally, they are making good progress towards safety. Down comes the cap. Ooh, Prince Eugen is firing some missiles. That seems like good news. Also seems like a reason for these guys, who've still got a few missiles left, to come back in a minute. Don't know if we're going to find anything. Meanwhile, can the Hipper finish off the Raleigh? I mean, it says it's heavy damage. Nope, I'm still not seeing any hits on the... Oh, one hit on the Raleigh, finally. And we got a couple of missile hits. Excellent. So even just a little cruiser squadron here. Yep, they've still got some missiles. They're not doing quite... Can you see this as line abreast? I'm not seeing this as line abreast. I don't want to be picky. Just check that the... Manfred, of course, wanted to turn. Let's turn him back. Come on. Back to the course of righteousness. And some more Z130 launching. Who the hell is Z130? Well done, wherever you are. Just check on these guys. Nope, they've still got some missiles. Okay, let's bring the speed down. Meanwhile, in the battle royal between these two. Yes, we've hit the Raleigh again. I mean, Nuremberg must be able to attack the Raleigh soon. Nope, no one in range yet. I'm just going to take it off. We're going to go max just to join up. Is Nuremberg 6-inch guns or not? 3 6-inch guns. That'll absolutely help. Another hit on the Raleigh. And couple. Finally. And Raleigh's not enjoying that. I'm just going to turn the Hipper back to check on the carrier. I'll actually check on these guys. You still got your missiles? You still got your missiles. Check to these guys. Oh, no. There you go, Manfred. Oh, I just want to go southeast. Oh, please let me go southeast. No. There'll be no going southeast whilst I'm around. There we go. Nuremberg. Pretty much the first shot straddled, 3 6-inch guns, 3 hits, bang, bang, bang. Well done. Brownie points to you. Luca, I'm concerned with your gunnery. I'm just going to leave it out there. Okay, Hipper strikes again. Ah, Raleigh's stopped. Okay, so let's cut in with the Hipper. Because honestly, really, that's just the result I wanted. Whoops. Let's go back. Yeah, you're still heading north. Gneisenauer dodges a missile. Though, you see, we are still not really safe. Not sure. Oh, no, hang on. Gneisenauer is with this lot over here. So, yeah. Gneisenauer is trying to avoid sinking, I believe. So, let's just go back to these brave boys. Still got their missiles. Still sending them down. Whilst they have missiles, they can play. So, Hipper slows right down and pelts. And actually, let's do the Nuremberg as well. So yeah, some good missiles. Heaven knows if that's actually doing anything. So some planes try and have a go at the battle cruiser. Paderborn says an unknown radar contact. That's probably just one of our corvettes. Stay out of the way, chaps. Stay out of the way. Yep, whole pile of hits on the Raleigh, so that's great. So we can absolutely send these back up there. And you back there. You guys, you've fired off a few more. I think we're good. I think we can send them home as well. That's max speed -2 for you guys. And yeah, hope that's everything going along nicely. Whoops. I can tell when these carriers decide to go their own way. Enemy Talbot hit by a missile. Okay, was very specific. Planes approaching Graf Spee. Farewell, Emden. You did your best. Okay, I'm just going to pause and check all of my damaged ships, make sure they're making best speed without making things worse. Okay, that's everybody. A couple of the ships that were stopped have improved their flooding, but are still flooding, like the Gneisenauer. Touch and go, whether they make it or not. Still missiles and stuff having to be fired to keep away enemy airplanes. Manfield having to do electronic warfare. So still not home, still not dry. Yeah. I mean, let this be a salutary lesson. Continuing to hit the Raleigh. What's that? Oh, it's down here. So Kiel eventually got to catch up, joining the Nuremberg, and the Nuremberg is following the Hipper, so that's all fine. You enjoy a bit of target practice, chaps. Nothing wrong with that. And yeah, let's see if we can get the carriers. They're not home until they are home. Reichsgraf firing missiles, as well as the Prince Heinrich, which is over in the carriers. Oops. Ellie trying to turn. Nope, wrong. Manfred trying to turn as well. So yeah, we're coming under relatively constant attack. Somebody trying to have a go at Nuremberg. Z-130 avoiding missiles. Well done, boys. Trying to keep the Manfred from turning. Easier said than done. Couple more missile hits, mysteriously. So I'm absolutely focused on bringing these ships home, these carriers, and getting them out of harm's way. Everything else is just nice to have. You see, poor old Neisner, 8 flooding, 82%. Doesn't help. Kern, 5 flooding, 82%. It doesn't help that I've got them dead in the water, but obviously this is a bit awkward. Look at that. Whoa. Good grief. This is really, I'm going to say it's nail biter. It's nail biting for me. Look at all of those missiles Ellie Bonheim is dodging. How many is that, do you say, Dickie? Well, it's too many. Too many. You shouldn't be having to dodge any missiles. Ooh, so Prince Heinrich cops a missile. Ouch. Heinrich. 2 missiles. A diving missile. Doesn't say it does anything. So current speed 23 knots. It's, well, okay. So it needs to go slow. And it needs to go home. Just like everybody else. Oh, now it's hit by a bloody missile. 81. Engine room. Turret B destroyed. Fire started. Yep. Okie dokie. Well, I mean, on the plus side, it's not a carrier, but it's not far. It's 11,000 yards away from a carrier. So that could be a carrier. That's why I'm panicking a bit and trying as hard as I can to get these carriers to safety. I'm going to stop the Prince Heinrich, see if they have a chance to stop that flooding, but at 80%, probably not. Z204. Whoever they are. Well, they are. 63 flooding. Missile hits in the engine room. Fire started, fire spreads. That's not going to survive at all. Just endless waves of missiles attacking Otto. Oh, damn you. No. Neisner managing to avoid some? No. Oh, god damn it. Look how not going back to base it's going. Oh, and it wants to go again. No. Still no. I mean, Ellie is nearly home. Oh, off it goes again. Right, how are these guys doing? They seem fine. That seems a slightly... they're doing fine. Whizzing back home. Oh, you. Right, that's got everybody pointing in the right direction again. Let's see if I can keep them doing that. So you've got planes attacking the Graf's Bay and the Gneisenau. I knew you were going to turn there. And they are right here. In fact, I'm not entirely sure why they haven't entered the base. Why haven't you entered the base? This is a naval base. Get entering. More missiles being decoyed. Why are you coming out of the base? Yep, absolutely not understanding why they aren't just going, yep, welcome home, everybody. I didn't see a thing. Yes to all. Yes. Let's all go in. That's more like it. That's what we want to see. How are we doing? 1 flooding. Oh, okay. I might just move you along 5 then. So that actually did work. I stopped it. It's gone down to 1 flooding. So yeah, hooray for you guys. How are you doing? 5 flooding for the Kerr, 8 for the Gneisenau, and less good. 5 flooding for Z204, also less good. You guys are racing home, and you guys are racing home. So, okay. So let's see if we can get some of these people. I'm going to have to take these on manual control so they don't go crashing into the field by accident and then get all trapped, and then it's a bugger to get them out again. In you get. Yes to all. Farewell, Prince Heinrich. You served us well. I'm going to say you took one for the carriers. An expensive one. Who are you? Oh, you're a little escort destroyer. If I were you, I would be getting back into port. Okay. Finally, most of the fleet are in. Oops. There goes the carriers going in the wrong direction. Readying a strike on the carrier. There's Otto. There's Manfred. Ellie should be in the port, I believe. This is all a bit more like it. Want to get them into port. Ooh, yeah, that could have been like safety. So let's just go all the way round and make it hard. Just when you think they're going to... Enemy aircraft approaching Richthofen. Where the hell are you going? Come on. You know you want to. Honestly, what a pain. So that just leaves these 3. Okay, those are the injured ships. We'll look at them in a moment. That also is injured. All right, everything else seems to have pretty much returned. So you are at 5. Not thrilled at that. You're at 5. Not thrilled at that either. You're at 5. You're at 4 now. That is very touch and go. You're at 4. Yeah. At 4, can we make you just go I don't know, 5 knots. More and more of the fleet returns. These guys were damaged, so nice to see them make it back. And that's pretty much it. So it's just, can we get some of these ships back home? This is sinking, this is sinking. 5 at 85. I'm just going to bring this up 5 knots. You never can tell whether any of them are going to make it. That's 100%. So yeah, they can get home. Come on, lads. You know you want to live. Oof. Oh, what? What? Where's a torpedo come from? Right. Possible submarine. Duh. Yeah. What a swizz. After all that hard work. Well, if we can get the Gneisenau home, that would be brilliant. Come on. You know you want to. That destroyer's made it. Come on. Come on. Get in there. Don't arc royal me. Good boy. Come on. In. Yes. Yes. Oof. Well. And we've lost a submarine as well. 4 air crew were saved by search and rescue. Well, great. Well, that was all very emotional. Let's see what the damage is. Oof. Well, there's your headlines. So we lost a heavy cruiser, 3 light cruisers, 3 destroyers. Quite painful. I'm not going to lie. They lost 3 battle cruisers, 3 heavy cruisers, 3 light cruisers, 12 destroyers. All right. A lot more painful. Fair enough. The reason why that was so difficult, well, we had 3 carriers. They had 7, 8, 9 plus a light one. So call it 10 carriers. So we had 350 aircraft, and that includes obviously some land-based. They had 876. That is why they kept on coming and coming and coming and coming. So I'm going to call my retreat a strategic victory. It saved everybody. I think from that force, we only lost the Prince Heinrich and one of the destroyers, and then the light cruisers, I think, and the other 2 destroyers were from the surface action group from the giant missile exchange at the beginning. The giant missile exchange, obviously, we have invested much more strongly in our surface missiles. So although we're a smaller force, we actually have a bigger salvo, and that's why I suspect you have so many more American losses. The powerful guns came in and finished those off and stopped them slinking off, just being heavily damaged. So, yeah. Total losses in aircraft, 39 for me, 36 of them air-to-air, 118 for them, with a lot, 53 lost to AA fire. I assume that includes SAMs, or indeed it is predominantly SAMs. 45 to air-to-air, 12 lost on a operationally. We lost 3, and 8 on a ship somewhere, presumably helicopters or something. So yeah, so they got 175,000, call it. We got 825, near as damned. So yeah, a substantially bigger total. We also rescued, or points for picking up survivors. We rescued nearly 500. They rescued 40. I think that tells you everything you need to know about who is the more humane here. Yeah, let's look at the ships. Let's just bring this in. So, on the big stuff, first of all, points, losses, and hits inflicted. 95 heavy hits from our big guns, 7 from theirs. 86 from our mediums, 30 from theirs. 254 of our lights. Well, that's probably neither here nor there. Mainly on the poor Walker and the Raleigh and the Bagley. 2 torpedoes each. Not sure who we torpedoed. Oh yes, we torpedoed the Nashville. Their sneaky submarine torpedoed and finished off the Kern, which otherwise probably would have made it. And then 166 missile hits from us, 32 from them. Now, actually, if you think of that in terms of ships sunk per missile, that's a pretty generous amount for the US Navy. Now, true, look at this. 27 missile hits on the Raleigh. I don't know if there was another Raleigh class. I hope 27 missile hits weren't on that Raleigh that I was chasing down with the Hipper. In fact, let's go see that one. No, that must be a different one because there are no gun hits on this one. 27 missile hits. Phew. Not to mention 18 on the Bagley, 10 on the Cadwell, on the battle cruisers on the United States, 12, 10 on the Lake Champlain, and 11 on the Franklin. So, oh, and one more here, 14 on the Breckinridge. All right. So, understandably that we caused a lot more sinkages. Important to note, all 3 battle cruisers were of this Franklin class. So, notionally at least, superior to my battle cruisers with 11, 17 inches, whereas my battle cruisers are 16 inch and 15 inch, and I think they're all 9. So, gun for gun, they should have outgunned me. The 11.5 inch armor, I think, is a little bit light. Let me see if I can find... there's the Stauffenberg. Oh, okay, it's the same as mine. And they actually have slightly better turret armor than I do. In fact, I'm 8 for the Stauffenberg and for the Reichsgraf. Just looking to see, I'm sure I did a spreadsheet where I could copy all this information and then conditional formatting colored it for me, but I couldn't see it. That's a shame. So, medium hit on the waterline, fire started, fire extinguisher. Some very early on, it took some damage with quite a bit of flooding, with a second heavy missile also destroying X turret. They had reloads, so that's a thing. And then now we've got the first of the gun hits from Stauffenberg. They're reloading. They're reloading SAMs. And then hits from Reichsgraf. So yeah, then a steady pounding of hits. So although it had taken a couple of missile hits, we'd caught up with it by this time and were pummeling it with hits. And it didn't seem to be able to return very much effective fire, even with one of its turrets destroyed. Then we got a couple more missile hits, 3 missile hits from Graf Spee. And then lots of gun hits, another missile hits coming in. Yeah, and then by 2:17, it's the rest were redundant. But then that was only like 10 or less than 10 minutes from 2:17 to 2:22. The rest were done for. So that didn't take terribly long. You know, the first part of the engagement was at 8 minutes past 1, and at 17 minutes past 2, just a little bit an hour over, it was already curtains. Okay. For the Franklin itself, 56 heavy hits, 11 missiles. I mean, you know, that's a lot. So it launched all of its missiles, or at least most of them. It took a couple of missile hits, decoyed, bit of fire control to bring the fires back in. More missile stuff. A 10-inch hit from Hipper on a missile launcher. 15-inch from Stauffenberg. 3 sets of medium missiles. So we started this one. This is at 3 minutes past 1. Still trading toe for toe. Quite a few. I mean, there's a lot of missile hits. That, you know, all right, this last one here at 222 crushed the electrical power. But yeah, then a whole slew of gun hits. I mean, tough bird. It's not, I mean, this is a lot, and more of gun hits. And it's not until 244 that it becomes moot. And actually, just these last few ones. Oh, sorry, no, 242. Fires rage out of control, ship abandoned. But that took a hell of a lot, and very little wasted. That's a lot of heavy hits, not to mention 11 missile hits. So, I mean, that's a huge amount for a battlecruiser to have survived. The United States, 12 missile hits. Oof. One more than the Franklin, and it sank. So it, at 4 minutes past 1, it launched its missiles. Got a gun hit on the Magdeburg. Wouldn't have enjoyed that. Took a missile hit. Took 2 more heavy. Oh, it scored a heavy on the Königsberg. This seems to have been the, and another one on the Königsberg, this seems to have been the most successful in actually damaging me. And then medium hits in the engine room, heavy hits. Fire spreads, so fire now at level 10. Didn't actually see fire earlier. And raging out of control, and they had to abandon it. But without ever coming into gun range. So quite why the Franklin here was so able to absorb almost the same number of missile hits and yet be pummeled into sinking, heaven only knows. Let's look at my graphs bay. 4 heavy hits, 24 medium hits. Well, the medium hits would have been that Barney being a cheeky bugger. So just at 135, 36, 3 17-inch hits, and then another one destroying the bridge, killing the captain. But actually, they still performed. That may have been, or that's probably why its hit rate was lower than the other ships, even though it was in the lead. This didn't kill the Admiral, so that's nice. Stauffenberg, just 3 heavy hits. So the number of gun hits is very, very low. Very low. And no missile hits, which obviously is great. So here's my Prince Heinrich. In comparison, 4 missiles and it sinks. Diving missile from a carrier, and so obviously not going to enjoy that. Heavy Sam. Oh no, that's me shooting down. Another diving missile. Missile hits the engine room. Turret B destroyed. Fire started. Fire 4. But that's it. From fire 4, it goes up to 5, 6, 7. I'm not seeing anywhere that actually caused any flooding in particular, but suddenly flooding starts to be a thing. Fire extinguished. Light missile. And then suddenly we're sinking through progressive flooding. Very odd. Doesn't seem to have been hit enough to warrant sinking. Just going to say. The Nashville, I mean, all right, in fairness, the Nashville, 1 heavy hit, 1 medium hit, a torpedo, of course that finished it off, and 4 missile hits. So, yeah, okay. But here the flooding really rips it at the beginning. Missile hits the waterline, boom, and massive flooding. But I'm not seeing massive flooding on the Prinz Heinrich, and the torpedo was in fact moot. Didn't matter. It was already sinking. Constellation. So, missile hit on the Constellation. Heavy missile. Turret F hit, disabled. Fire started. 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. And then the turret even gets back in action. Fire extinguished. I mean, more than possible for a carrier like this to have had a fire that raged out of control with 1 hit. Ellie took a missile hit. I didn't realize that. Diving missile. All right. Doesn't say what damage it does. Little bit of flotation. You see, don't like that. Don't like that at all. And also, Manfred, also a diving missile, also hits the engine room. So, oof. Now, at least those are both from planes. So I mind that less. But yeah. Otto? Also a missile hit. Also from a carrier. So at least that's decent. Yeah, 4 flooding. I didn't realize these had been hit. I don't know why. Poof. So, not a close run thing, but definitely glad to have escaped the carriers. Definitely feel that striking down the planes, the attack planes, was a good idea to stop fires raging out of control. It is a bit of a difficulty with only 356 aircraft. All right, that should be a bit more. The carriers still need some more planes, but nearly 900. Primarily, I mean, I think it was 150 or something land-based, something like that. So even if it's only 700, it's more than double me. So yeah, scary, scary stuff. Let's just quickly look at the map and see where the flagships were. Let me just bring that out. So there was a force around about here. Oh no, that's probably just the battle cruisers, and that's just an escapee. Let me see if I can see what actually is involved here. So here you have 2 carriers and a pitiful number of escorts, I'm going to say. And over here, you have a couple more carriers, and slightly more, but nothing to write home about. Not sure where any or everything else is. Ooh, who are these guys? They were well outside. So, well, a couple more carriers, another battle cruiser, couple more carriers, and some of these were firing and shooting off stuff. So they started here and ended there. All right. So when I was seeing two groups, these had rushed up to this kind of place. Okay. Let's just see if these are of any interest. So that's just a heavy cruiser and a destroyer. And then over here, a couple more carriers. Pitiful. So they're very much operating their carriers in 2s to 3s. This is the biggest one. This is a 4er, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 2, 3s, and 4s. So that's good to know. So even with a lot of carriers, 10. So these, I don't think I ever really detected out here to the south. I was looking in this kind of direction. So that's also a lesson, because they effectively got away scot-free. At least that's where they started. No, that's where they ended. They ended there at 3. So they started here, and they went all the way southeast into the wind all the time. Strike, 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 strike. So, okay. Interesting to know. Right. Let's bring this back. Let's exit the battle. Come back here. 2 more prestige points. 45,800 to 9,007. Well, nearly 800. So that's a fair exchange. There we go. I think Sharnor's having condenser trouble is the least of my worries. Okay, that's a nice breakthrough. Because I don't have to do anything about that. It just improves the light SAMs. The light SAMs were being pretty good. Ooh, our new fighter ready for operational service. A few random messages. We've sunk one of theirs. And a second one. Engagement off Japan, doing stuff. We haven't seen any Japanese join us for a while. 4 friendlies, 18 of theirs sunk. Enemy gains, loss of another submarine. At least it's only a coastal, so they're blockading us. Obviously, they've moved their fleet into the east coast, so we're not blockading them anymore. And our unrest has gone to 1, understandably, despite the massive victory. So, yeah, phew. Look at that monthly repair bill. That's a lot of repair. But, you know, I much prefer a lot of repair to a lot of thinking. So thanks so much for joining me on this emotional battle. We got away with it, but it was a damn close run thing. It could have been a lot worse. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.